Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chaotic Neutral Games. We are here with session 30 of the Benefactor. As you can see, we've got a couple of extra views. So this is the DM view, which I'm working on at the moment. It's a little bit fuzzy, so I'll get that sorted out. And we've got a few more that we're going to be using throughout the session today. Let's go and meet the players. And I have here with me today Glory, played by Felicia, Aiden, played by Rodrigo, Eclipse, played by Corinne, Farewell, played by Nick, and Cora, played by Kate. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
So far, so good. No
Yourself.
technical
We
issues.
didn't know when to say hello.
We'll figure it out. So,
You're
Are we-
still offline on my Twitch, by the way.
really? Okay.
No,
remember
we're
there's
on.
like a-
You just need to refresh.
There's going to be some
Remember
lag or something as well. So
Remember
bear
that
in
there's
mind
always like a 5-second delay between the broadcast and Twitch.
Yeah.
There we go. No, it was playing an old thing. That was why.
Okay, fair enough.
Hey, there we go. Oh,
So-
now I can copy paste it to all my peeps.
Before I get started, I'd like to talk about some podcasters and Twitch streamers that have contacted us recently. There was last Friday a Follow Friday that was done by I think it was the DM Lab that did it. No, it wasn't. It was Monsters and Misfits, which is a punk rock style D&D game. It's fantastic. Sorry, I've been binging on a lot of different streams recently. So Monsters and Misfits, who originally found out about us by being a viewer, and they did a huge Follow Friday of all of the UK podcasts and streamers for D&D. And as part of that, I started looking through them all. I wish I could see them all, but there were a few there that really jumped out at me. And the first one I'd like to talk about is Heroes of Renown. So Heroes of Renown is a steampunk adventure. It's played as a podcast. They're only on episode 4 or 5. It was 4 when I last checked, but I think they've put up episode 5 now. And they've got a fantastic chemistry between them all. The DM is imaginative. His narrative and the way that he's put the visuals into the steampunk element of it all is absolutely beautiful. So if you need something for your drive to work, or if you can listen to stuff in work, if you've got that kind of job, I certainly do, go for Heroes of Renown and follow them on Twitter at of Renown. So just of and Renown, 2 words. And the second one is Blood on the Thames. Now, this is one that I pinged Aiden, Rodrigo on, and it's an old Vampire the Masquerade set in London, and they have this really nice storytelling dynamic. I don't know how to describe it. Go and find out yourself. And they've got this... it's very light on the dice, more about details and decisions, and you can tell that there's something kind of brewing behind the detail. It seems very mundane at the moment, but there's that edge to it that says there's going to be something that comes up in the campaign. I say this, I think they're on episode 28 or 29. I've only watched the first few episodes, and that starts to accelerate and get an idea of what their version of their London of Darkness looks like. It's really lovely, and I can't wait to watch more of that. As I say, I'll be binge watching that on YouTube, and you can find them. I can't remember the Twitter handle offhand, but if you go onto YouTube and type in Blood on the Thames, that's how I found them. They are absolutely fantastic, so please go and check these guys out.
If you allow me, I also want to do a shout out.
Sure, yeah.
Kevin, who used to be, who's one of my best friends and used to be my DM back when he lived here, has started streaming his own homebrew D&D campaign.
Yeah.
And if it's in Spanish, so there's that caveat. But if you're interested in Spanish D&D by someone that I know who's a great DM, then you should probably go to twitch.tv, and it's I'm gonna spell it out. RODALEQQ, like Rodale QQ.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Check
Type
it out.
it in
If
chat
you
as
want
well.
Spanish D&D,
Yeah.
yeah, check it out.
Yeah, certainly put it in chat. Right, so what are we doing? I can't remember what we're doing. Something about darkness, stabbing, something.
Remember,
like that.
panic is a free action.
Fun.
Panic is a free action, as well as crying.
My Home Alone style.
We have established this via DM that panicking and crying are free actions.
Yes, crying is
Yes.
a free action. I'll allow that. Yeah. So,
So
And flirt
last
is a charisma
session
roll.
ended on, let's call it a high. Let's call it a high.
you
As-
killed 2 people.
I don't think they'd agree that it's a high.
No, there's only one person who's
Only
dead.
one died, but still.
only one confirmed dead. So the
Yeah, thank
the
you.
grumpy caravan guard Amelia was mindlessly slaughtered by claw-type marks throughout her body. So far, only Glory has seen this because she was sleeping in a bedroll just outside the tent of where her double, thanks to an earring that she has, an enchanted earring, was sleeping. So the double was sleeping in a tent with Cora and Eclipse, and this creature stabbed the double. The double dissipated, and in doing so, woke up Glory like an alarm spell to say that her decoy had been tripped. And she's woken up now and found that she's in darkness. Now, if I'm right, Glory and Eclipse can't see a thing, but Cora is just on the outside of a sphere of darkness. Is that right?
No, I was in darkness last
You're in darkness as well?
And
I
was
apparently
the
in a
one
tent as well, which I
outside.
didn't realise. So
Yeah,
we're in a
it's-
tent in darkness.
Yep,
Farewell and Aiden that are outside.
you are outside. Okay,
We
that's no problem.
rolled initiative,
Yeah.
I think, last session.
Glory ran
Yeah.
out
Did
of
you?
the sphere last
Yeah,
time.
Yeah, I think we
rolled
did. I think I
it.
rolled a double one, if I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I
you'll be
can't-
pleased to know I can't remember your initiative scores, so let's get you guys rolling again.
Damn it, I rolled really well last
20.
week.
Hang on, I'll find it. Hang on. It's
I can't remember. I think my
I
roll was
switched
average.
over my onto the other campaign lab. I'm using my phone to look at the chat now. Let's see. Children of the Gate, Shipwrecked, Wild Coast Adventures, Darker Tides, Infiltrators, Benefactor. There we go.
Natural 20! I just rolled like 5 times.
I roll high,
So,
please. Let me keep this.
Yep, I've got it here. So Farewell got a 21. Glory got a 20. Oh yeah, you guys want to keep these. Eclipse,
I got
No
22 just now.
Eclipse got
What did I
a
get?
12.
yeah, I didn't get a huge.
Let's see. The being that I've managed to not reveal.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah, normally I screw it up and I end up saying, "Oh yeah, well the
Oh yeah, I remember when Cora and I were fighting against the Lich Hound and we didn't know what it was until you let it go. So the Lich Hound, and we go, oh.
Well, but we're not metagamers, so it's not a problem.
That's fair. That is fair.
Or we're either not metagamers or we have no knowledge of what the hell these things are anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yep, that's loaded up on that, and I'll put my phone back
Please
to
let me keep my
chat.
22.
Hello to anybody who is in chat. I'm afraid at the moment that because I'm using my phone for it, I can't see the list of people that's on it. It's very strange, but I'll figure out a better way to view chat next time. So,
It's fine.
in that case, let's go through to the encounter. First of all, I'll show a couple of other things. I've shown the DM view. We also have a grid view here, which people can see. And that allows us to see the faces a little bit better. And the black space, which is normally where I am, its alerts. And then we go on to this encounter.
Eat.
It's working like a well-oiled machine. Everything is going to break soon. So,
Can't you hear it purr?
you guys can see, or should be able to see, if you're on
I
at
just-
the moment.
No.
If you're not, it doesn't matter. You guys
we
are
can just,
in...
Simon, we can only see the city map. We can't see any encounter things.
Yeah.
I've done a noob thing and not moved the players over to the right map.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, so that should be. And then move you over
That's not.
yeah, I know.
it.
It's going to switch to a few as I scroll across.
We're getting flashbacks
Join us.
of places we've
Join
been.
us. The adventures of our past.
There we go. Now you should be able to see. I had everything set out apart from that one thing. Damn it. You should be able to see you've got a small campfire here. You've got the carriage and the 2 horses. And you have the tents, but one of the tents is
Simon?
obscured by darkness. Yes.
Simon, can I change my starting position? Because I remember saying that Aiden was sleeping by the campfire, so is it okay if I do that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Move your sprite over.
Yeah,
You should all have control of them.
Yeah.
Cool. So put yourself to wherever you were. There's a little sleeping bag there, so we could say that was yours. Right. So first up is Farewell. Now to feed you into this, you have heard kind of a little bit of an unearthly scream. There was actually a whisper that Glory
Didn't we all hear that?
barely
I thought we all
heard.
heard that.
Yeah, Cora and Eclipse.
We heard it all in our own languages.
Oh,
yes,
He
yes.
said
Yes.
something.
It was a whisper, but it was done telepathically, wasn't it? So yes, you all heard it. You all woke up with a start. The stab went down into the decoy, and that's where you are now. So you are aware that because you've heard of Excellence, Glory has talked about him. There's a clearly an assassin trying to take out Glory, and Glory has pointed out before that she sees off assassinations and various things that Excellence sends over on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So, Farewell. You're
Thanks
just coming
for
out of the tent. What are you doing?
What? Huh? What? How? Right. Okay. Just so I understand, to stop the pigeons above my head demanding I do something. My understanding is that the fire is out. It is the middle of the night.
The fire is down
How-
to embers.
Okay, but it's not very bright.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
The
middle
Amelia
of the
knows
night.
not to have a roaring fire on throughout the night because
Yeah.
more light means your campsite is more visible further away. So she kept it down to embers that kept you all warm, but she'd only feed it sparingly with wood. Other than that, so there's dim light everywhere that you can see here, apart from the large dome of darkness that seems to be
So,
engulfing most of
I
the
guess
old
my
tent.
question is can I clearly find the dome from anything else?
Yeah, the dome is a big black blob, whereas the rest is just dim light around it. It is still dim light. I'd say there's dim lights to about 40 foot from this campfire, so that's 8 squares, which is the entirety of what you can see. So you can see, just not very well, but you do see this giant black dome that definitely wasn't there.
Okay, so I panic because that's a free action.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm panicking, I think the only thing that I need is light, and so I cast daylight into the center of the sphere.
Nice.
Okay.
It casts a 60-foot radius sphere of light that spreads out from a point you choose within range. It's a 60-foot range.
Yeah.
If any of this spell's area overlaps with an area of darkness created by a spell of 3rd level or lower, the spell that created the darkness is dispelled.
Damn, son.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And with that, the dome of darkness disappears.
Ho ho.
Oh, we're
Oh,
blinded now by daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The entire place
eyes
is lit
are-
up now, and
Your eyes
standing.
are totally
Total
fucked.
darkness to total light, and you guys are hurting.
Yeah, your eyes are thoroughly fucked.
Oh yeah. So standing in the opening of the tent is partially ripped as she kind of muscled her way inside, is an 8-foot tall Amazonian figure, pale skin, bright red lips, dark eyes, not quite black orbs, they have irises, although those are a little slitted and almost like a lizard-like, and I say a perfectly pale face. She's wearing very, very heavy armor. So she's got plate mail from top to toe. Seems to be in a slightly provocative way. Now, you guys know me. You know I hate boob plates. It's bloody stupid.
And impractical.
Impractical and weak. But let's not go into my boob plate rant.
But she is wearing boob plate.
She is wearing boob plate, which immediately means that I want her dead. But the she's wearing boob plate.
It also means I want to fuck her.
She's got. She is attractive in a very disturbing way, Glory. She is attractive in a very
Glory, she wants to fuck
disturbing
you
way.
in a totally different way, though. So think about that.
Yeah.
The things to note is she has this hellish longsword that she's wielding, which was what she stabbed into the ground. She has these giant horns. You don't know if they come from her head or the helmet she's wearing, and she's got this 6 foot, even packed in, they are 6 foot high devil's wings on her back. And now that all has been revealed from Farewell, I would like those of you who would like to do so a religion check.
Ooh.
Well, I rolled a natural 1, so I'm officially panicking.
Was it religion?
Yeah, religion.
That's on unnatural 20.
Okay. So, Glory, you're wondering how the hell Excellence has managed to do this. He's managed to bring an Arinias down on you. An Arinias is a very specific type of fiend, and as with all fiends, loosely speaking, demons are chaotic evil, and fiends are lawful evil. Fiends have...
You mean devils? Sorry,
devils. I mean devils. Demons are chaotic evil. Devils are lawful evil. So this Arinias must have some sort of condition under which she is allowed to hunt you. And Excellence has found a way to tick those boxes. He sends, normally, demons your way. Hastily conjured, just something to trash your house or, mess up your party or something like that. Now he's gone for something that's cold, calculating, and purposeful in its actions. So, she, as the place lights up, she turns around and looks at now the real Glory, and this giant smile creeps over her lips. She seems to completely ignore the two girls who are kind of hastily getting out of their bedrolls. At which point, we are going to have to point something out, aren't we? If you guys are wearing light armor, I will say that you slept in your armor. If you have heavy armor, I will give you a choice. A point of exhaustion, and you're wearing your armor, or no armor.
I wear medium armor.
Oh.
I can't wear heavy armor as a grave cleric. I wear medium armor.
Good point. I would in that case. Sorry, it's I will also apply what I just said to medium armor. Only light armor can be slept in without.
Okay, in that case, I would not wear on my armor.
Sorry, I couldn't hear. Go on. You finish first, Corinne, and then I'll ask the farewell question.
I was gonna say, I think you can sleep in medium and heavy armor, but you only recover like a quarter of your hit dice or something like that.
I'm going to say because you're sleeping
I'm
rough
going
as
with
well,
the
then what I just said applies. So,
Yeah.
Nick, are you going to be taking a point of exhaustion, or are you going to not currently be in your armor?
I would think, considering that they've set up a proper camp with guards, that Farewell wouldn't see the need for him to necessarily risk sleeping in his armor. So I'm not going to say. I'm going to say I'm not wearing it.
Okay. I think you've got a shield, haven't you? So you can scoop that up.
Yep. So
your AC is 10 plus your dex plus 2.
woo, 14, baby.
Okay.
Um,
Not too
One
bad.
higher than me, and I'm not wearing armor.
I assume I spot her looking at Glory and smiling. Then.
Yes.
And I would have known that that's where Glory was sleeping. That she was sleeping with the three ladies
That's right.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow we all decided to trust to sleep in the same tent as Glory.
I'm going to go on the basis that you decided to have, I don't know, some sort of female bonding session.
For once.
Yeah,
Once.
good.
You know, and
I
It's
threw
perfect.
you on a map on what seemed to make sense.
yeah. So for my bonus action, bearing in mind I've already cast a 3rd level spell, so Simon, I'll let you roll on this. I'd like to cast Sanctuary on Glory, but it's
Sure.
a 1st level spell.
Yep.
So I reach into my pouch.
as long as it has an action, as long as it says bonus action, you can cast it. So the way that I work things in my campaigns, if it says action and something else says bonus action, you can do both because that's what it says on the thing. I know that it's contradicted in other books within D&D, but it just makes sense to me. You want to blow your spells early on in a combat? Go right ahead. They're yours to blow.
Yeah. So I grabbed this small silver mirror out of my pocket, and I actually used the light spell to sort of like flash some light at her whilst I'm muttering some words. And I cast Sanctuary, which means you ward a creature within range against attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a Wisdom saving throw. On a fail save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
Yep.
Also,
Absolutely.
really important to know for Felicia, if you attack while you're under the spell, you break the spell. So you cannot attack her if you want to keep the spell up.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Hell.
Yeah.
Me, not attacking.
Yeah.
Yes.
However, we don't know when it's going. So if it goes after me and goes to attack you, that's one round well spent.
Yes.
Fair. I was gonna call something else this round anyway, so.
Okay. Cool.
That is me. Thank you.
And thank you, Rattles, for the cheer. Let's. I can't find a heart, so I will do that one. So, you are under the effect of Sanctuary Glory. So that's
Yes.
everything for Farewell.
Yep.
Okay, Glory, it's your turn.
She's a bit close to me. I am gonna, move behind Aiden.
Behind Adam, yeah.
Use my meat shield.
He's a very effective meat shield, as we've learned.
Save me,
I'm
hero.
sure
Save me.
Ivan's thrilled.
Okay, so I was not allowed to cast damaging spells, right?
If you
Just can't
attack. So an attack is anything that targets the target for a detrimental effect. Because at the moment it's weighing on the conscience, even of a fiend, it's weighing on the conscience.
Yeah.
Right. Well then, I am gonna cast Blink.
Nice.
Okay. Blink will definitely stay up. So if I remember right, that's going to activate at the end of your turn, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to
Since you
have
popped the
I'm
Ethereal
just
Realm.
gonna-
Schrodinger's
Cost to
Sorceress.
Yes. That is a 17 plus something, so I cast a spell without problem.
Yep.
Yeah, so at the end of my turn, I roll a d20 for the duration of the spell, which is 1 minute.
Mhm.
And on a roll of 11 or higher, I vanish from the current plane of existence and appear in the ethereal.
Ethereal.
Plane. Yeah.
That's how we pronounce it in English. Ethereal plane. And at the start of my next turn, if I am on the ethereal plane, I return to an unoccupied space of my choice within 10 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do you have anything else you'd like to do on your turn before you start to blink?
Yeah, I want to scream at her.
Sure.
A war scream or a scream of fear?
No. I want to shout. Okay, so what the hell did he trade off this time to get a actually good fight
Deal.
for me?
Okay. She snaps round and says, "He just had to connect me with the person that you are owed. When I walked up to her and asked her if I could pursue you, she agreed immediately." And there's suddenly an image that flashes into your mind. And you remember that around about, it'd be about 6 to 7 months ago now, you hooked up with this very pretty lady who had a very pretty girlfriend who was very angry that you had seduced her girlfriend. And, yeah. So you rolled the natural 20 before, so you knew that this was not unnatural 20 before. So you're there like, oh, right. Now I get it. And the penny drops the second that the Arinyas says this. Arinyas are normally punishers. They punish certain things. This one, with her uneasy and disturbing sexiness, yeah, she's probably an adulterer punisher. Yeah, she's effectively just called you a home wrecker and is now going to try and kill you for it. I think that's everything for your...
Yeah, that's my turn. Now to roll to disappear.
Mm-hmm.
That's 15, so yeah, I disappear.
Okay, I will put the vanish symbol on your sprite, and
Cool.
yeah, you are gone. You are in that spot, but in that spot in the ethereal plane.
Mm-hmm.
So next up is Eclipse. You push yourself out of your bedroll, and yeah, there's this very, very tall. She would be Amazonian if she wasn't so eerie. Her skin almost white, bright cherry red lips, and you, because you're at a lower level, fingertips as well. And she hasn't got fingernails as such as miniature claws. You have a feeling they'll be quite nasty. And as Glory disappears, you can see this look of absolute hatred creep over her face.
Okay. I'm gonna start with hiding as a bonus action. I'm just in my tent going, you can't see me!
Sure.
That's right.
Yeah, roll for stealth.
Yeah.
You can't see me, I hide under my blanket.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that is a... 17.
Yep, okay, noted.
Yeah. Yep, and then I'm gonna attack her with my lash knife with advantage.
Sure.
Yes, because attacking from hiding.
Yeah, okay. This is the point where I tell you you don't get advantage.
Because you're not proficient in your lash knife yet.
No,
Yes, I am.
it's not that.
I thought you weren't.
She's
I thought you were
proficient.
still training. Ah, fair enough.
Well, can she see me?
Somehow, when the lash knife goes out, she swipes her sword to knock the blade away. You can still do a regular attack because it might be that she doesn't succeed in it, but you don't get advantage for some reason.
Well, am I still? I was gonna like I need sneak attack.
You do. Did I mention that this was a specialist unit?
Still far off on the other side going, I still have a plan!
So I still think I hit her though. Let me check my button to hit. It is action. So that is a 20 something.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah.
Yeah. And D4. But what I also want to do, I want to do a disarm attack. So can she do a dexterity saving throw?
Absolutely. So
Go.
her dex saving throw is that. So let's roll. So she natty ones. I can't believe it. Okay. Yeah. So you're there like, okay, I
Good
can't
job,
get.
Kitty.
Clearly, this she's going for it, and as she swipes, I said that she swipes her sword to try and knock the lash knife away. The training that you had with this Tabaxi weapon master just completely kicks in, and you flick using one of your move points, and the chain just suddenly spirals around the blade, and you pull, and the flick that she did was kind of like a light flick, whatever training that she has, and the lash knife just pulls the sword straight out of her hand and to your feet. This sword, by the way, is dripping now that it's right in front of you. You can see the dust that it's landed in is wet. It's dripping with a form of poison that seems to be sweating from the blade.
Yeah, I will step on it with my movement, so I'm like standing on it so she can't pick it up.
Yep.
Because I can't pick it up. And also, the damage she takes from like the actual attack is 2 + 4 + 1, which is 7.
7.
Yep, 7 points of damage. Yeah. So yeah, there's a gash. There's a tiny little gash that kind of hits her jaw as this happens. So insult on top of injury. The insult being worse than the injury in this case. You pull the sword to your feet, stand on it, and she gets this kind of Zorro nick to her cheek. And you can see that as it nicks her cheek, she kind of looks as if to go, "That hurt. I didn't expect that to hurt." So
You don't fuck with that Tabaxi.
Let's not mark off my proficiency points with a pen. I don't have a pencil. Yes. Yes, that was my action, then my bonus action, and stepping on the thing.
Sure. In that case,
You can't miss.
it's her turn. She looks around for. I need to.
You can't use your sword.
I need to check something. Oh, well, she's got something else that she can do, but I'm
can't
trying to
use
remember
your
whether
sword.
true people who have got true sight can see into the ethereal plane.
No, it's
No, they can't. They can
yeah.
see invisible creatures. Yeah, they can see people who are hidden. But that's it. Okay, so she turns to you. Congratulations, Eclipse. You have successfully managed to piss her off. Glory's not about, and she's just like, fine, I'll take one of you out first. And she
You don't
reaches
have
out,
to sword.
and you can see the bracer that's on her armor has got like this glowing gem on the inside of it. So just inside the wrist of the armor, there's a little glowing gem. She flicks her fingers, and if this was Elder Scrolls, it'd be a Daedric bow appears in her hand. And where there's supposed to be a string to this bow, Instead, it's just a line of fire.
She is in melee with me, by the way.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She is. She is going to back up, so she's going to move.
Attack opportunity!
Yeah, fine.
It's caught. 16 plus 7, that hits. And I'm gonna use another proficiency point with my lash knife to trip her. So can she make a dexterity saving throw?
A dexterity saving throw? Yeah, sure.
Go on, Corinne.
She gets a 21, so she does not trip.
Yes. But she does take, and still not sneak attack because no one was near her. Because fuck me. But she does take 9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Magical slashing.
Yeah, as she steps away, you just kind of flick the lash knife up and around, and you manage to kind of just get her on the back of the head. This is more kind of like a slap on the back of the head, but with a weapon. So the insult continues. She turns around, puts her fingers to the bow, and as she puts her fingers to the bow, 3 arrows just appear from nowhere. These are not made of flame. They're just 3 arrows that just appear along the length of the bow, and she fires them in your direction. So the first one is 25 to hit.
No.
No, my AC is magically 27.
Take 8 points of piercing damage and 12 points of poison damage. As you can feel, there's
Can I
this.
use uncanny dodge?
Okay, so half that damage.
Yeah, so that will be.
Okay,
Just add it all together. Can just add that together, so it's 8 plus 12, so 20.
So 20,
10.
so take 10, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The second arrow tries to slam in as well. That's 21. And you take 14 points of damage from that, 8 piercing and 6 poison.
So total of 24 at the moment, okay?
Yep. And then the third one, natural 20 for 27.
Use my reaction to undo that.
Yes!
Absolutely.
Sorry, I was trying to say that and then realised I had myself on mute. I was like,
No! Okay, so you're lucky because that was a high roll and you wouldn't have wanted it doubled. So 28 points of damage. That's 4 points of piercing and 24 points of poison.
I am down on the ground.
it's okay, I've got this, I have a plan.
You're unconscious already? Are you kidding?
She's alright.
She did exactly, with my uncanny dad, she did in my entire hit points, which is 52, she did 52 points of damage in 1 round.
Oh my lord! Did you do that much?
In all fairness, let's see, 2 8s are 16, and then another, on her 3d8 poison damage, she got 3 8s.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I'm
Nasty.
so happy that
I don't think Glory's the only one who's going to die today.
Yeah.
I
This
think
was
Gloria
just
was
because
like
you were
the rest of
standing
us
on
all
her
died.
sword.
I'm going to point this out now. I only have 2 more 3rd level spell slots, and I only have enough diamonds for 1 Revivify.
but you do have
now.
you do have gentle repose.
Wow,
You
we
have
haven't had
gentle repose as
a
well.
character death in a while. So let's.
Don't say that!
The Arinius then walks up to the downed Tabaxi and just calmly lets go of the bow, which disappears back into the gem, picks up her sword from the ground using her bonus action.
Well, I'm lying on this. I'm lying on this sword.
Yeah, it's a sword. She can slip it from underneath you. Yeah, you're
like-
not exactly
you're like-
holding on to it anymore. It's a sword. It's a slippery thing. And yeah, she just slips the sword out from underneath you and smiles sweetly at Cora.
Hold person, hold person, hold person.
Wow.
I'm not sure she's a person.
Shit got real. So,
Great start.
okay, that happened.
No.
Aiden, hello.
Did I see her attack and down Eclipse.
Yes.
Yes.
Kind of, but we're in a tent,
Okay.
remember?
He's not. He's outside with me.
Yeah, I was about
No,
to
but
say
we're in a
your
tent.
previous
We're
question,
in a tent.
Rodrigo, I think has been
Well,
answered.
you can see. You can see. You can hear. Like, it's not.
Okay. Okay, so that means first of all, bonus action.
hmm
I'm gonna use Rite of the Dawn on my saber.
Yep.
So that's
Be
that.
useful.
I'm gonna mark down the damage in a bit. Then I'm gonna go up to her,
hmm
and I'm gonna attack twice.
Is she at the door now?
Yeah, she's in the doorway holding her sword with a smile.
Oh, she's like 10 feet away or more in my... my
Yeah,
map.
yeah, she's about 10 foot away from you. Yeah, I'd
Okay.
say.
That's an 18, and then
Hits on the nose.
16.
So the 18
18.
hits, the 16 doesn't. She's got plate mail. Plate mail is 18.
I don't like her.
So, roll
Damage?
for the first attack.
Let's see. That's okay. That's 11. That's 17 points of damage, 5 which are radiant.
Absolutely. So let me get this right. By using your pact on your blade is effectively... Oh, it doesn't matter, because you silvered your blade, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You clever boy. Well done. Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, as the weapon bites in, you feel like it should be more resistant, and as the silver hits her skin, there's a slight hiss. She doesn't like silvered weapons. And yeah, so 17 points of damage as you stab into her. She seems to take it within her stride. You have a feeling damage for her is a semi-regular thing. There's almost a kind of casual grunt rather than an exclamation of pain. There's more of a kind of ugh.
Question.
Like
7 damage. When it's half, is it rounded down or rounded up?
Round up. No, round down. Round
Okay.
down.
Yeah, but none of this was. She was resistant to none of this.
No. I asked because I took damage from my right, but because it's Rite of the Dawn, it's halved for me.
Oh,
So
sweet.
that's
sweet.
why.
Okay, yeah. So it's 3. Yeah.
Yeah, you round down.
Yeah.
You round up.
Cool.
Okay.
I have a plan.
What
I
are
have
you
a plan.
Do you?
Please
Yes.
help me.
I can't see you though. You're inside a tent.
You can still see like I have my arm out. And
Dude,
stuff.
I'm
Yeah,
right
the
there.
tent was
Stop
ripped.
panicking. I'm right there.
Hashtag save us, Cora. Hashtag save us.
Yep.
Yes.
Cora has a
Save
plan.
us, Cora.
Person.
We didn't hear that, by the way, Kate.
I didn't say anything. I was just indicating three healing potions that are on my belt.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
only
so-
character that we have that actually remembers to take those.
Yep.
Well, I have mine, but I can't really use them at the moment because I'm dying.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing, Cora?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually my turn. I was
It
waiting
is
to
your
figure
turn.
out what
Yeah.
was next. Well, I am moving over. I'm basically on top of her already, but I'm moving to Eclipse, and I'm grabbing one of the healing potions from her own belt, and I'm pouring it down her throat.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes, you can do that as an action. So that's your action. Are you doing anything with your bonus action?
Eldritch Blade.
I can't do that as a bonus action, but hold on. Bonus. I don't know whether I was going to do anything as a bonus action. So I think I was just going to move. Hold on. Just double check.
Oh, I'm sorry to say, I've just looked up True Sight, and yes, the Arinias can see into the ethereal plane using her True Sight.
Well, fuck.
It's
On
alright,
the
it's safe.
material plane.
It saved you for the moment. You're safe.
Yeah, it's okay. Eclipse ran interference. That worked ish.
Yes. So, shall I roll for this health potion?
Yeah, roll
or
health.
just
Roll
a clip?
regular health.
I rolled. I already.
Okay, you've already applied it. Cool.
Okay, you've
Done.
done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you were woken up.
Laura, you have a move and a bonus action left.
I do. Sorry, I was just trying to refigure. But I'm roll D&D Beyond. I thought it gave me a way to look at bonus actions, but I can't see it.
It does.
I can't see it. I'm being blind.
Action.
You've got
it's
actions
fine.
and then bonus
The
action.
bonus action.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Okay. I have hex, and that's it. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to is the tent ripped enough? I'm going to rip a hole in the back. Oh, can I do? Okay, question.
Dramatically, you can walk through the tent. It's fine.
But I don't want to go out the front of the tent.
Yeah, I mean, this tent has got a flap on both ends, and also it's like a patrol tent. It's not sewn onto the ground sheet, so you can just kind of. And you're
Lift
small
it.
as well, so you can just basically just lift the side and go fuck and run out the side.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go 5, 10, 20, 25 back and hide behind this cart. If that works for you,
Yeah, it works for me.
done.
Okay. So, after that, it comes back around to Farewell. You can see poor Eclipse has 3 arrows in her, and Aiden has managed to stick this thing with the sword, and Glory seems to have disappeared altogether. What are you doing?
I go, oh God, please let this work. Please let this work. Please let this work. And I reach into my bag and I just rummage around for a little bit and I pull out. Now, it's rather unhelpfully says, an item distasteful to the target. So I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head what this thing would find distasteful.
It can be
I will see something along the lines of just something completely out of character that's soft and fluffy. And I just kind of like, you know, like a pink unicorn or something like those lines.
I was going to go with a little bunny. It's like, behold, Mr. Bun Bun.
It's like tiny bunny plush or something along those lines.
It's the fucking rabbit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yes.
And sort of just hold it out to it and I go, in the name of the Raven Queen, be gone! And I cast banishment on it.
Woo! Okay,
Following my only
we're
4th
talking.
level spell slot.
now we are talking.
It's a Christmas save.
Question, Simon, just to double check, does my knife increase my spell save by 1?
It
or
does.
just
It increases your spell save by 1.
It's a Christmas saving throw, 17 DC.
I love this because
off.
you're using a spell and because you're using the knife as a reagent. Simultaneously, you pulled out Mr. Bun Bun and the knife of death. Okay,
That
so
is a good combo.
Also, Nick, any reagents that not consumed, you can use your holy symbol as a reagent for.
Yeah, but how often do I get to pull Mr. Bun Bun out of the bag?
Yeah.
True.
yeah,
Bag or the hat?
At the moment, I only have a bag of holding. I don't have a hat of holding. I am on the lookout for one though.
I'm
We'll
sorry
see
to
what we
say.
can do.
I'm
fuck
sorry to
off.
say that she got a 25 on a charisma saving throw.
Yeah, I was gonna say she has
Specialist
high
fiend
charisma.
assassin.
Yeah, with high charisma.
Yeah, she's a looker, and she's proficient in her saving throw as well. So,
Well, you nat wand once earlier in the fight. I thought I might get lucky.
well, the thing is, against a magical effect, that thing was a martial effect. Against a magical effect, she has advantage.
Shit.
Yeah,
Oof.
yeah, these things
Yeah.
are nasty. But if it had worked, she was the only only combatant. You would have banished her to hell and just had to wait around for
A minute.
a minute without stubbing your toe, and you would have been fine. So it was worth the try. Yeah. Unfortunately, your gamble didn't pay off. However, I have had encounters screwed by banishment so many times. I feel like I'm owed this. So, Glory,
No, you're not. Shut up.
pop back
Yeah.
into existence.
Yeah, there's nothing else I can do, so yeah, that's my whole thing.
Attack her, Glory. Like, don't worry about your thing.
Yeah.
Well, because Farewell attempted banishment, your
It would have dropped anyway, yes.
yeah, your sanctuary's dropped. So you've still got Blink. So yeah, I suggest you fuck shit
Is
up.
Daylight off then as well? Because
No, Daylight and Sanctuary are not concentration spells.
Are they not?
They are not concentration spells. I checked.
Sanctuary is not a no, you're still under Sanctuary, Glory.
And Daylight is neither is Daylight.
Daylight is
just
running as
them-
well. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
just brought it up on my tablet now. Yeah. Yeah, fine, canon. Yeah.
I did double check before I did any of this.
My God, players that do their research. Oh my God. Here we go.
Unheard of.
Players
Well-
that listen, players that do their research.
I
What are you
am
doing,
gonna
Glory?
do my fucking normal ass,
Nah, just melt this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just melt
Well,
this son
I
of a
was
bitch.
gonna ice knife, but we have 2 people within range, so no. So instead, we're casting a twinned chromatic orb at her, maybe?
what's your fourth level spell, Felicia?
Acid wall. A modified firewall.
Could you like erect that so it's like attacking her, not us?
Well, she
Yeah,
could stage
she
spell
can
it.
if she wishes. I mean, she could quite happily do a kind of wall that does something like this.
Completely up to Glory, to be honest.
If she
Absolutely.
wants to, yeah. So,
I mean, I like the idea of twin spell and 2 chromatic orbs watching like them melt like she did last time. That was amazing.
Yeah.
just a quick
can still
check.
do that.
Can you have a twin spell going to the same person?
No, I don't think it can. Let me check.
Let me
Where?
check what it said. Twin spell, No, it is a non-self spell on 2 targets.
2
Sad.
targets, yeah. And you can't repeat the
Sad.
target, I think. Let me just check. Sorcerer, page 99.
Give me a moment, I'm just reading the firewall. 1 foot thick or a ringed wall that is 20 feet in diameter. Okay.
It says here, you can target a second creature in range. So, unfortunately, yeah, that's not an option.
Sad. Let's see here. It is.
Because there's only one side of the thing that will do damage on the axis / firewall.
That's right, yeah. So if you loop it on itself, or you just do it so that it goes down and then back up again, you can have it so that it damages everything around it.
That still hits Aiden. Because it says either a wall that is 60 feet long or a sphere, a ring.
What radius is the ring?
20 feet in diameter. Oops.
20 feet in diameter. What that will do is roughly that. Actually, I can actually do circles on this thing. What the hell am I doing? So,
Well, you could put it so like.
so
it's-
it would be something like, or exactly.
You could put it. Oh.
Here we go. Draw a shape. I know how to use Roll20. It's
Alt for a circle.
yeah. So it would be this.
No, you can center it so it only.
Oh,
so
sorry.
you
Yeah,
only-
I've put her in the damn thing, haven't I? It would be over 1, basically.
So yeah, so you can put it so it's only like she's only in the thing and we're not. Right.
like that. So because she's in the wall itself, she's taking damage.
Yeah, but it makes damage to one side of the wall. One side of the wall decided by you when you cast this spell deals 5d8 fire damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side.
Yeah.
Or inside the wall.
Oh yeah, you can ring around her if you wish. Yeah.
That's.
So you can ring it around so it's not around us and just around her.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we can do
Like
that.
It's not a circle, is it?
Yes,
she can
it
turn
is.
it into a
It
circle
can be
if she
anything she
wishes.
wants.
All right.
Just the common one is just drawing a line, because that's, you know...
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the most
that's something.
normal use of it. Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Seems to be.
There's so many shapes.
I will get this right.
We've destroyed the map now. Right?
Yeah. That happens.
This is the equivalent. If we were playing together, this would be the equivalent of us with pens on the map, all scribbling at the same time.
Well, if we were doing this together, I actually have a 20-foot template that I would use.
Yeah.
So if you do
Give me a moment.
this, I've got it here.
Oh, I can almost make a wall that is the entire length of the
Stop
map.
writing on the map.
I was about to say if I get rid of her graffiti now, I also get rid. Stop it! Now I've got to get rid of the circle I just drew, and it took me about 10 minutes to draw the bloody circle.
Yeah.
Can't you draw?
Rip.
You can't delete one person's at a time.
No, I can only clear all drawings.
Corinne.
It wasn't me.
It's got your colour on it.
You said eclipse. It wrote eclipse.
Simon,
Right. So
if I made a wall that was this long, would you allow me to?
yes,
Because I'll make a fucking wall then.
sure.
Nice.
How high is the wall?
The wall is 20 feet high and 60 feet long and 1 foot thick.
That wall is dummy thick.
Yes. The wall is opaque and lasts for the duration. When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dex saving throw. Hey, you removed it.
Well, you can put it back because I got rid of my circle.
Okay. There we go. On a fail save, they take a shit ton of damage, and then one side, obvious which one.
Mm-hmm.
On this side, they will deal damage when they end their turn there,
Corinne, we
or
can see
when
it. We can
it
see
enters the wall.
Right.
It will deal damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's moments like this that I'm glad I'm colorblind, because I legitimately can't see what she's done.
Oh, happy.
Really? Oh, my.
No, I'm genuinely, I'm colorblind, and I can't see what she's done at
It
all.
doesn't appear
think
to
it's
be on the
actually-
stream, so
It's, no.
Yeah, it's still
like
up
God damn it,
graffiti.
Corinne.
But yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
so far away.
okay. So she's taken a dexterity saving throw, and in this case, I don't think it's magic. You're putting the effect out, and then she's got to take a dexterity saving throw to avoid being hit by acid. So
yeah, but the thing is, when we talked about this spell, you said that since it's acid, we will change the
to Constitution, yeah,
save to Constitution, yeah,
yeah.
because that's what we've done to the other acid spells. So she needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, Constitution saving throw, and then after that, if she's go on.
No, I'll talk about that later.
Okay, so so yeah, I'm going to say that she does a Constitution saving throw now. If she doesn't leave this area of the wall, she will take the damage automatically. After that, it's not a save. It's just you're in the wall. Or you're in the wall's effect. So, yeah, I'm going to give it so that... Yeah. Okay, let's have a go.
It doesn't say a DC for the save, but is that my spell DC?
Yeah,
It's just spell.
Yeah, would be.
Okay.
So what's the DC?
16?
16.
Oh,
I've got...
it's probably
17 with your focus.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
17 with my
Yeah,
focus.
17, yeah. So, in that case, she fails. Roll 5d8.
No. It is an acid damage.
Oh, crap. Yeah. Okay, I get where you're coming. Roll
Yeah.
whatever it is you roll.
You roll 5d8 and then you add your charisma
Yeah.
modifier thing.
5d8 and then
Simon's regretting everything.
I'm regretting giving her the ability to change certain spells to acid, yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay,
It's
she-
on you.
She was allowed the ones she's got. After now, she's going to have to do a load of research to change them.
Okay, that's a pretty decent one. Let's see here. Let's do this easy. A 4 and a 6 is 10. Plus a 5 is 15. 21. 28. Plus my charisma modifier, which is 4. That's 32.
32. Okay.
Yes.
Fuck.
So, Aiden and Cora, you watch as this...
No, Aiden and me. Cora's all the way over there.
Oh yeah, sorry, Aiden and Eclipse. You watch as this very thin line, like just a thin wisp of smoke, shoots very quickly across the ground, separating the campsite and the Arinyas. And it just has this thin hissing sound, just this as it goes across the floor. And you're thinking, what the hell's that? And then the line erupts. It erupts in a giant plume of smoke and, a kind of mist, as I say, this kind of acrid mist. And as it flies towards you, Eclipse and Aiden, you kind of flinch as you think you're about to be doused in this acid spray. And then it hits what seems to be like a force wall and just flows up the side of this force wall and projects itself back out 10 foot in the opposite direction, completely surrounding the Arinyas as she watches the acid come towards her. Her wings start to unfold, but the initial blast still gets her. And yeah, she takes a ton of damage, and this time, especially considering it's hitting her face, it's pitting her skin, and she had like a perfect porcelain skin before, there's this scream of insult and anguish. Anything else with your turn, Glory?
Yes. Since I can't twin a fucking chromatic orb, but I will fucking quicken it.
Yep, yeah, so you quicken a chromatic orb, throw it at her.
Yeah. Fuck her day up, Glory. Come on.
My night up, so yeah.
Glass cannon.
Abba!
And since I'm at it, I will actually cast it using a third level slot.
Sure.
Let me just click in that I used my fourth spell. Oh, it sure doesn't want cost. Yes, okay, thank you. Now, chromatic orb of third level. First of all, roll to hit. That's a hit. I rolled a 17, so
Sure.
that's probably a hit.
Yeah, if it's 17 on the dice, it's a hit.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Okay, so let's see here. It's 3d8 plus using a spell slot second level increased by 1 for each slot over 1. So that's 2 more d8. No, 5. It's a first level slot. I'm casting it with a
Oh,
third.
right.
So
Oh,
2
yeah, in that
extra
case, yeah,
dice.
5d8, yeah. God, you really are a glass cannon.
So Simon's like, how much can I up the hit points with this thing without them noticing?
It's all programmed into Campaign Lab, so I'm running what's here. Hey, I nearly killed someone. I'm feeling good.
10, 20 plus charisma, because acid. So 24.
24. My God. Okay, yeah, sure. As she's
Melt.
as she's recoiling and her wings are beating for her to lift off, which she's going to do on her turn. This extra insult as you just throw this globule of acid straight into her face, and it splashes all over, and she's spitting and kind of wiping her face, and as she wipes her face it starts to bite into her armor, and she's starting to get maybe not worried but very frustrated.
Oh yeah. And then I will roll to disappear into the ethereal plane again. And yes, I do disappear. Right
Okay.
in the nose.
Okay.
That was my worst roll yet.
And so you go back into the ethereal plane. Oh, I didn't take off your vanished symbol, but your vanished symbol is still on.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Simon, can you just check the message I sent you? I think with True Sight. I was just checking if she could see me like in hyper HD or definition all the time, but I can still hide against her even if she has True Sight. It's just
she has an extra effect that is going on that means that she was able to detect you the distance you were away from her. Okay, so she has True Sight, which means that she can see into the ethereal plane, but she has something else as well.
True Sight pierces invisibility, illusions, darkness, and false fools.
Yeah, I've read it myself. That's how I knew it was in the ethereal. She could see into the ethereal plane. I'm saying she has something else that means that if someone is hiding within a certain range of her, she can find them.
How's that being able to? What is it seeing into the ethereal plane? Which one of the invisibility, illusions, darkness, and false forms is that?
So, hang on, I've got it here. I shall read out the definition, and then we'll see how it applies to your hiding.
Just trust the DM, it's fine.
So, True Sight. A creature with True Sight can, out to a specific range, see in normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions, and succeed in saving throws against them. Perceives the original form of a shapeshifter or a creature that is transformed by magic. Furthermore, the creature can see into the ethereal plane.
Okay.
I was just confused with what I was reading.
Yeah, she's able to detect you as well by something else.
Okay.
Right. She is a pursuer. She is a hunter. She is able to find living creatures within a certain range of her. Okay. Right. However, you did go off her radar for a short period of time when you're on 0 hit points. So,
Yay.
next up is yourself, Eclipse. Now, Aiden is...
No, isn't it? No, Farewell already had his turn, yes.
No, it was
Glory,
farewell.
then
Then
Eclipse.
Yeah.
Campaign Lab says that you're up next.
Yeah.
So you have got Aiden in melee with her at the moment, even though he's on the other side of an acid wall, but he is technically still in melee. So if you attack her from here, you will get your sneak attack.
Yes. Bonus action disengage. I guess.
GG.
Did that read to do that? No. Cop.
Well, just figuring this out. I'm just confused, Simon, because the devil on the stream is in a different place to where it is when I'm looking at Roll20.
Your Roll20 might be.
going on?
Your Roll20 might be frozen because it's the same place for mine.
Yeah. Same.
yeah, try refreshing
Everything
it.
else is moving, like you just moved, but yeah, she's just in a different place. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was just confused whether I've done something.
Very strange. Seems to have bugged or something, I don't know.
Try refreshing. See if that.
She should be on the opposite side of the line to Aiden at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at on stream, so I'm
Yeah.
going by that.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how Roll20 is bugged, but yeah, sorry. So
22 to hit.
Yep, that hits. Roll for damage.
And also I'm gonna do the disarm thing again, because fuck her.
Sure. Okay. She's going to do a non-advantaged dex save.
Yeah.
And on a 7, I don't think she's going to get it. That's a 14 total.
No.
Yeah, no, when Eclipse Mate has to do saving throws, that she fails those, but I blow a 4th level spell shot and she fucking rolls down.
My save is currently 15, so she fails by 1.
This is going to be really embarrassing for her, because as she's flying away, she's as I said narratively, she's flying away from this acid wall because it's going to do her a ton of damage if she stays there by the end of her next turn. So as she's flying away, you're like, nope, throw your lash knife out, doing another disarm shot, and you pull the sword out of her hand, and there's this screech, like this almost banshee-like wail coming from her as she backs away. So you've got her longsword at the feet, and as you do so, yes, the knife tip of the chain lashes out at her body. So roll for damage.
Yes.
Damage.
Yes. 6 plus 5 is 11. And then these two again. Woo! 12 plus 11 är 23 plus 4 är
27.
27. And plus 1, vilket är 28. 28!
28 points of damage. Yeah, this time it doesn't go into her face, it bites deep into her neck. And you don't know much about the circulatory systems of fiends, but there's a lot of black blood just pouring out of the side of her neck as the lash knife makes a deep cut just in the side, and it's starting to drip down her armor.
I will stand on the fucking thing again as I...
Sure. Okay.
I just realized
Aren't
that
you at like
Eclipse-
4 hit points at the moment? Like,
Yes.
She's on the right amount of hit points to piss off a fiend. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Everything is fine. So
We have a cleric. Everything is fine.
Can I pick up her sword from the ground as a free action?
do you have a bonus action left?
No, but...
No, because you disengaged.
No, I disengaged.
Oh yes, you did. Yep, you did. So, no is the answer to that. You can't. So, the next up is the Arrhenius. So the Arrhenius is going to fly. Let's see, it's a 20-foot wall, and she has a fly speed of 60 foot. So she's going to fly 60 foot directly upwards. And as she does so, what's she going to do?
Is she
It might not be
through
relevant.
the wall when she's going upwards, or is she backing away a bit?
She's flying out of the wall. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's not going to go further into the wall. She's flying directly out of the wall and upwards.
If it's relevant, the daylight is a 60-foot sphere.
Okay, so she's going to be just on the top of that.
Because I didn't get an attack of opportunity.
He does.
Nice.
does he have to put his arm through acid to do so, though?
That's fine.
Point to the end of his business weapon. Point has gun, one or the other.
Okay, I just want to hear what she's gonna do next.
I'm trying to decide now. The problem is that Now here's my dilemma. Is that this is a spirit, a vengeful... sorry, that's not spirit. This is a vengeful fiend, a vengeful devil. and she is allowed to kill anybody who gets in the way of her quarry, although her quarry is doing a pretty good job with Blink at the moment of just not being there. Irinians don't fear death because they will go back to the pit. And this one really, really hates Eclipse. But Eclipse has, as we can see on the map, gone further inside the tent. So... and I'm going to say that she got out of the wall before she attacked. I think that's just a thing she would have done. So instead, with no glory, and she hasn't got a bead on Eclipse, she could hold her action and wait for glory to come back. But she knows she'll only get one shot off if she does that, I think. Hang on, let me check. If she can get 3 shots off on a held action, she will do that. But if not, she's going to...
it's a reaction, isn't it? So it's a 1, but I'm not really certain. Check.
Did you not say she could see the ethereal realm?
Yeah, she can see the ethereal realm. She just can't shoot into it. Right, okay.
She
I've
can't
got it here.
interact with me while I'm there.
Okay, so here it is. Here it is. The Arinias can hold an action just like you guys can. It says here that one of her actions is multi-attack. She's going to hold the multi-attack action until Glory comes back out of the ether. If she wasn't going to do that, she was going to plough them all into the cleric, because the cleric showed her Mr. Bun Bun, her arch enemy. So instead, she's going to wait to see if she can pull off a Hail Mary against Glory when Glory pops back into existence, and this will happen before Glory gets a chance to act. It will happen the second that she pops back into existence, because the Arinias can see into the ethereal plane, so she's tracing a bead. It doesn't matter where Glory comes out of, she's going to have a bead on her. Okay? That's what the Arinias is doing.
Okay.
Do you have shield, Felicia?
No.
Next up is Aiden.
Okay.
Wait! She ended her turn in the same place, didn't she?
The wall,
No, she's up on the
wall is
wall,
20
right?
foot high, she's 60 foot up.
Oh, she flew up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sad.
Okay. I know she's here for glory, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's not attacking anyone else right now.
She was... well, she did look at the tent, hoping that she could see Eclipse. She knows where Eclipse is, but she realised that she wouldn't be able to draw a bead on Eclipse and shoot through the top of the tent. So she looked at that, kind of sneered. Then she turned her bow, because her bow has popped back out. She trained the bow on Farewell for about a second, and then pointed it to a space where there's nothing.
Okay, yeah, so she hasn't attacked anyone right now, and I know that she's coming for glory. Is that correct?
That's correct.
She has attacked the Eclipse.
I know she attacked Eclipse, but I'm worried on who she's attacking right now.
Right.
That's glory.
Yeah. Okay, so what's gonna happen is that Aiden is gonna, internally start debating which of the two is the lesser evil, Fiend and
I almost
Glory.
thought you were gonna shoot Glory then. I was like, I too point at the space that Glory was occupying.
Well, yeah, Glory,
So I'm gonna
Glory
start
dies,
debating
Irinias goes away, so, you know.
which of the two is the lesser evil, and I'm going to do nothing.
Okay, Aiden relinquishes his turn. Cora, what are you doing?
Okay, from where I am standing, with she was anyway 30 feet from me, but now she's gone 60 feet up. Is she within 90 feet of me, or do I need to move a little?
She is. Don't worry, we don't have to do any trigonometry or anything here. Basically,
I'm
the way
happy
that the
to
grid
move a
works
bit.
is that it's
Just
the
let me
higher
know.
of the two. So She is effectively 60 foot away.
Okay. I am going to cast Elemental Bane, which and I am going to. Sorry, Simon. I am going to use acid.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the one thing I can do. So yes.
Wow.
So basically, choose one creature you can see within range. She's gone into darkness. Can I see her?
No.
She's gone out of the daylight.
She's just about inside the sphere.
See her toes, maybe.
Yeah, it's a 60-foot sphere, and it's a 60-foot move. She's still in. One more 5-foot move, and she would be out.
Okay, so I might be, maybe I'll creep forward a bit and like try and cast it at her. And so I'm gonna choose. So she needs to make a Constitution saving throw. So
With advantage because it's a magical effect.
Sure.
Sorry, she passes by the looks of it.
That's okay.
26.
Fine. Then I don't think anything happens then. So so I cast it and I'm like, damn it, didn't take. And then I will. I don't want to do that. I will. Yes, I will Eldritch Blast her because I have my 300-foot range on that now. Was
Elemental Bane a bonus action?
No, it's an action.
In that case, you cannot Eldritch Blast.
Nope.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, duh. Sorry. Yes, no, I can't do that. So I
I'm the
don't
only
do
one with
anything,
that
to
power.
be fair. I'm gonna say I've moved. Oh, I can't. Hold on. I'm gonna say I've moved forward a bit to see her.
Yeah.
For the sake of stuff. Actually, do you mind if I'm gonna move this way between the stuff?
Sure.
There.
Yeah, you're next to the horse.
So that I'm close between Farewell and the others.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm like, I look at Farewell and just be like,
And he turns to you and goes, "This is totally not in my wheelhouse. What the fuck is this?"
and then I think for the first time he looks at you down to the dead slit throat guard and be like, fuck, because she's right next to you.
Yeah.
So, Farewell, dear Farewell. You watch as the Arunia's up in the air, her wings spread out, pulls back on this fiery bowstring, and 3 cruel-looking arrows with barbs on the tips appear immediately in her hand. You know that these things could strike true, and they could strike with enough force to be able to take out Glory in a single shot or a single round. After all, it did that with Eclipse. There's that moment of pause as you realise that you can do something before Glory is due to reappear. However, we won't know that until after the break.
Yay! Suspense.
Son of a bitch.
Awesome. Right.
So, we are going to take 10 minutes, guys. During that time, I'll be running the Ren trailer first, and then going on to our lovely graphic, which shows the artists that we'd like you guys to support. And I'll also be putting up a voting screen in the chat, so there'll be a link that I'll put into the chat where you can vote for a finesse point to appear. Now, there seems to be an obvious choice here, that you can give it to Farewell. However, Farewell's ability allows him to give it to other people.
Simon, just to say, it looks. I seem to have a finesse point next to my name currently, but we slept and it disappears, right? So I don't.
So I realised that just as I was looking at it now. You do not have your finesse point because, as you say, you were woken up rudely, and all your finesse went when you went to bed.
Gone.
So let's go on to the break, and as I say, keep an eye on the chat, and the poll will come up to give out the finesse point. See you soon.
Come on, you're
Karnath protects us.
Why don't you like
You don't know them as I do.
Maybe they saved us from the marked ones?
There's only one reason why they've been in guard.
But no one here has ever seen a marked one. Who are you? Get out of here!
Mari Spirit found a new vessel. I'm hooked.
What have you done, Ren?
You won't go away, will you, Ren?
I can't leave. My family needs me.
All the people you know will think you're evil, dangerous. They will hunt you down.
Anyone caught on the mark will be. Anyone caught held the mark will be punished back. Anyone caught in support of a mark will be punished.
Welcome back, everybody. And by the looks of it, unsurprisingly, Glory has been given the finesse point. Let's see if she lives long enough to use it. Let's get rid of that vote screen. And let's go. So, farewell. Now that you have had...
That is the apt reaction.
Panic is a bonus action. It's a free action. Don't worry.
As the Arrhenius is ready to snipe the hell out of Glory for her lecherous and adulterous ways, breaking up relationships by seducing people just for basically being near her.
It's not as if it's the other party's fault for cheating on their partner.
Unfortunately, hell, even though they have rules, they are willing to bend the hell out of them. And it's not actually the... It needs to have the wrath of somebody. So in this particular case, the wrath was from the partner who believed that Glory was so good at seduction that she was able to make her partner forget herself. And it's the partner's wrath that triggered the Arrhenius. And
I have an idea.
Has been looking into your love life, so
I have an idea, Simon, and I have an idea, Simon. So I'm not sure if I'll be allowed to do it, but I'll tell you what it is, and you can tell me whether or not I can do it. We'll do it that way.
Just say what you would intend to do, and I can tell you. Oh, hang on, you can't do that.
Okay, so I have Veilbreaker in my hand at the moment.
You do.
Yeah. I would like to use Spatial Rift to take me from where I am to just right in front of her, or just slightly above her.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm falling, I want to grab hold of her and grapple her.
I
Farewell
want
ran
this
into
to
a
happen.
fight. He
I
was
want this to
killed.
happen.
Just gonna put that out there. Jesus.
It is. I have everything I've got. Bearing in mind that he's a smart boy. He's come to the realization that magical effects are difficult to put on this creature, as he's blown some very powerful spells, and a lot of my stuff is debuffing. That's what I pack.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only thing he can think of that's going to stop her from shooting Glory as Glory reappears.
Okay, so
that is what I would like to do.
That is... I love the idea that the cinematics of that alone is beautiful.
Just don't fall flat on your face.
Let's show the viewers what you're going to use and what you're going to do. So this is Veilbreaker. It's an obsidian knife that that Farewell acquired from a crone type creature in the Land of Death. And he is going to be using Fate Rend. Is it Fate Rend? Not Fate Rend. Sorry, Spatial Rift. So he's going to blow 2 charges from Veilbreaker, and use his bonus action to focus on a point 60 foot. And as I've said, that she's 60 foot up, and because of square grid trigonometry, she's still only 60 foot away from him, unless he's further than 60 foot.
That's not my movement, so I'd move anyway just to get myself.
Yeah. You can absolutely do that, and then it still leaves your action free to grapple her. So, yes is the answer for that. Let's do this. You focus on where the Arrhenius is. And
this is so stupid.
And as you do so, you realise that in order to appear above her, you have to slam the blade into the ground. You do so, and as you do so, there's a huge rip in not the ground, but in the reality of the ground, and you slip through a dark void. The dark void means that you... I just realised I am not on select, so I'm drawing lines all over the place. It's like, who's drawing? It's me. And you... I'm going to put you next to the Arrhenius, but you are actually above, and you drop right on top of her. I'm going to say you're kind of dropping a little bit like a cat. And so you're kind of just there, your arms outstretched. The blade's still in one hand, but I would say that you can kind of praying mantis, using the blade to grapple around her. And so let's see. Yeah, you have to do an athletics check, and I have to.
Is the acid wall still there?
Yeah.
It is.
got it.
I got rid of my previous drawing, but
No, it's fine. It's just another thing for farewell.
Felicia put it back. Well, thank you.
If I thought the acid wall is the least of my problems.
Yeah.
I'm falling 60 feet.
Yes, in the first of this manoeuvre,
If
he
you
falls
don't
60
grab
foot
hold, yeah.
into an acid
Into
wall.
an acid wall, yeah. It's all good. This is amazing. I feel Cora realizes what's about to happen just as he slams the knife. It's like,
If Nick doesn't get an inspiration out of this, I'm gonna be pissed.
All I'm gonna say is I pray to fucking God I land this, because otherwise you'll be scraping my boy up with a spatula.
You're the healer!
Yeah, I'm also the only one that can get up there. Yeah, right.
So-
okay.
You're the only one with healing spells.
First of all, I'm going to give you advantage, Nick, and there's a mechanical reason for this. The Erinyes is accustomed to knowing where everybody is at all times. She can see everything at all times. So when you end up ripping a rift in reality, and the second rift opens above her, the rift itself is silent. I mean, it doesn't. It's a rift. You're passing through death momentarily. And as I said, she can detect life very well, but she doesn't have a great deal of knowledge about death. Very hard to detect it. And so
I'm kind of really glad you gave me an advantage there, because my first roll was an 8. it was not good. Second roll is remarkably better.
So yeah, I think actually to grapple, she doesn't roll. You just have to hit her AC.
Well, it's a 21 to grapple.
Fuck.
That's an athletics check of 21. I rolled a natural 18 and I've got a +3.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'm just looking at her reactions that she's got available, and her parry does not allow her to do anything against a grapple. It only allows her to add 4 to its AC against a melee attack, which this is not. And it says that the attacker has to be using a melee weapon to attack in order for the parry to go ahead. So I'm going to say she's grappled. You're holding
like, no, what do I do?
Yeah. So you've got a piggyback on an Erinyes, and you're like, okay, this was as far as the plan went.
Oh my god! This was
You had a plan.
she can't attack you with a sword because I got the sword.
Doesn't matter, I'm still 60 foot up in the fucking air holding on for dear life.
So, yeah.
Also, I want to. On my turn, I'm gonna try to give the sword to Iron and be like, just the poison won't do anything against her, so probably not.
Yeah, so that's my turn. I believe that's all my movement, bonus actions, and actions used up. So that's my turn.
Yeah, the only problem is you guys entered the wall when you fell down.
No, they're not falling down.
They're
So
still 60 foot in the air at the moment.
yeah,
Oh,
they're 60
right.
foot in the air. Yeah. The Erinyes, however, is having trouble flying because normally if she's carrying something whilst flying, she's carrying it from underneath. He's actually behind her on the wings. She's got his hands around her shoulders, around her neck, and the wings are having trouble when they're doing the upstroke because it's got not a tabaxi, it's got a genasi in between the wings, so the wings can only beat slightly.
And at that moment, there will Bare Bones question all of the life decisions that led him to this moment.
So,
to be fair, that happened the first time we all got into combat.
Yeah.
The very first time.
Yeah.
So mechanically,
that is fair.
I'm going to bring Glory back, get rid of the little vanish icon, which I should have been kind of making it appear and disappear.
What?
So,
Why is my vanish disappearing?
Well, yeah, as in you're coming back. You're coming back.
Oh, okay.
You come back, And I'm going to say, for all of Farewell's efforts, he's hanging from her neck. Yeah? Which means that he's got, like, his arms under her chin. She's trying to look down to fire at you. So
Also,
I'm going to
he's in
give her
melee range.
disadvantage on all 3 attacks.
Oh, thank fuck.
So,
Okay.
Dory's AC is 13. She's most likely gonna hit it anyway.
Still got disadvantage. There was not a whole lot I could do because I do not have the.
Arguably, everything that could have been done has been done.
Yes.
Right. So first,
I can't hit that hard.
No.
the first arrow leashes from the bow in Glory's direction. Good luck.
Also, my armor class is 14 because of the +1 bracelets.
That's correct.
Oh yeah.
The first roll is a 12.
Oh shit!
So my chance for a 1-turn kill is getting less and less. The second is an 11. The other dice was a natural 20.
I get rid of the natural 20.
No, the other dice that doesn't exist was a natural.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Thank fuck.
As in, I rolled an 11, and with the disadvantage, the disadvantage dice was a natural 20, so that avoided the natural 20. And you lucky bastard. The third attack is a 10. 0 damage. She could have killed you. She could have killed you dead if it wasn't for Farewell and his
Farewell
reckless
is
actions.
so dead though. So
Yeah,
she's
that's
gonna
true.
hate Farewell so much. Please don't fly up. And then,
Okay. Whew. Right. So the last thing she's going to do, knowing that Farewell made her miss all 3 shots, is she's going to fly 60 foot directly up in the air. Farewell, you're now 120 foot above an acid wall.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Well, can't you just use your spatial rift again?
No, because it's not my turn.
He can't do it as a reaction, he has to do it as a bonus action. So. Oh. Bear in mind, that was the held action. It's Eclipse, and then the Erinyes goes again. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point, Errata. That you're not 120 foot above at the moment because she only had a held action. She could not.
So
move.
I'm still 60.
So you're
true,
still
that
only
is
60.
true.
Yeah, it's still only 60.
But we know what's
It
gonna
is
fucking
now
happen.
Glory's turn because this triggered at the beginning of Glory's turn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll yell down. It would be like, just fucking kill it!
God, I'm gonna try. Can't cost that because Farewell's on her. Can't cost that because she
Fucking
can't
kill it! He's only yelling as he's holding on for dear life.
Okay, yeah, I can do that because those will be absolutely useless otherwise. Yep. Okay, so I will throw 2 chromatic orbs. 1 quickened, obviously. 1 at 3rd level and 1 at 2nd level.
Absolutely.
First one is a 14 plus 8. That
Hits.
is 22. Yeah, hits.
Yeah, hits.
Nice. Second one is a 13 plus 8, so that's a 21.
Yeah, both hit.
Nice roll. Okay, let's start with the 3rd level then. That is 3d8 plus 2, so 5d8.
And then it's 48. And then plus 8, I think.
Yeah. 5d8 plus 48 plus 8. Ooh, that's a really K1. Okay, 5 and 15, 21, 22 plus 4 is 26, and then that die goes away because that's a 1, so you ain't going to the second one. How much was it? 28, 29, 30, 37, 44, 48.
Is this the total damage, yeah?
Yes, 48 total damage from those two.
Jesus.
From both attacks.
Christ, that's just disgusting.
Yeah, like I say, she's a freaking glass cannon. It's crazy.
Both you and Eclipse are just horrible damage dealers.
Yeah, they're the DPT guys, yeah? So,
my job is to kill things before they can kill me.
And it's a good tactic, because these two whirling balls of magically imbued acid fly through the air. What's the range on those, by the way?
90 feet.
Yep, it's fine. That's fine. You're within. And as it flies up... Oh, hello, RPG Lab. You're raiding at just the right time.
Hello!
I just did a ton of damage. Welcome.
So the two spinning, whirling balls of magically imbued acid fly through the air and hit the Arinyas, one in the face and one in the chest, thankfully missing Farewell's arms in the process. There's this huge scream as the acid manages to melt through the chest plate and into the skin below, and Farewell is probably going to have nightmares if he does try to go back to sleep tonight, as he watches the skin slough off the face of the Arinyas, leaving only a skull behind. She screeches, although it comes out more of a gurgle as she's starting to choke on her own melted face, and she throws her head back and explodes in a burst of flame. Now, there's no way of dressing this up. Farewell is about to take a fuck ton of damage, but let's give him a little split-second moment. I would like you, Farewell, to do a... Let's see, what's the rate limiting factor? I don't think it's Dex, I think it's actually Perception. So I'd like you to make a quick Perception check. And I want it with disadvantage, but the DC's not that high, because this thing is glowing.
Do her wings still appear? Can you parachute?
She just exploded in fire, you just want to grab the wings and start flapping.
I am a disgustingly horrible perception monster machine, even with disadvantage. That's 22.
22! Yeah, so you notice
I rolled extremely well and got a lot for perception, so...
As she explodes, there's this strange moment, this split-second moment where you're trying to grab onto anything. It's just natural instinct that you're there like, I need to grab hold of something, even though you know there's nothing here to grab onto. You're in the middle of the air, and your hand goes out and snatches something that you see, like a glowing thing, and you're hoping this is some sort of, you don't know what, and you wrap your hands around it, and it's in your hand as you fall. It seems to be, it was glowing just for a moment, and as you reach your hand out to grab hold of it, you can see that it's dissolving as you're grabbing hold of it. And as your fingers wrap around this strange, spindly object, it stops fading and kind of unfades back into this physical realm, being that it's connected to you now. And you feel a ripple up your arm.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You attune to something that is in your hand. No. Instant attunement. And you start to fall, tumbling through the air. So you're 60 foot up, which means that I get 66 to start with.
Simon, are we out of initiative?
This is happening in Glory's initiative. The next person who can act is Eclipse.
God damn it.
What were you gonna do?
Catch me, Aiden!
I'll do it. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna charge through the fucking acid wall and see if I could catch Farewell.
Yeah, no, this is still in bullet time. Sorry.
I will like drop my concentration.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Laura can do that, can't she? Simon.
What's that?
Laura can drop her concentration.
It is my turn.
Yeah.
Very true.
And it's instant.
Yeah, I think you can do it as a free action, actually. So yeah, I'm not going to be a complete dick then. I will say that you can drop the acid wall as a free action, as much as I wanted to melt.
God.
There we go. Out of the way.
Welcome to level 7.
Yes.
So that will be 22 points of falling damage.
This will be like a fucking.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's fair. I was hoping to
No,
add.
but that's only with a. I can't do anything. I was gonna say with. I can do an extra thing with my thing, but only if I have finesse point.
Yeah. So, unfortunately,
I just realised I've got a finesse point because Glory killed that within 5 feet of me, and that gives me a finesse point.
Oh my god! No, you're right. You're right. You can do that. You can do that, and I think you can do that as a free
It gives me
action.
an extra 1d6 as well, and as a free action, I can give finesse points to people. So screw it. Let's have some fun with this. Eclipse, you've got a finesse point.
Yeah.
I used my reaction to harvest damage from falling.
Okay. Wow. You guys are on the ball, man.
What's going on?
Okay, so
What can you do?
so this is what's happened. Let me walk the viewers through this because this is a piece of genius. So first of all, let's call up the item again, and it says here a finesse point is gained whenever any being dies within 10 foot of Farewell, and the Arinius very much died in his arms, so he definitely gets that finesse point. So then the next thing that happens is that he can use his basic ability, and if I just switch to our grid view here for you all, he has the ability, trying to find the damn thing here, so just go display browser, and that is...
It's Fate Rends. Farewell slashes through the air and sees 2 versions of reality.
It's back in there, isn't it? Yeah.
In
so
one
Fate
of
Rend.
them, an ally is empowered. Give your finesse point to another player as a reaction.
Yep.
And
So
I haven't burned my reaction.
You haven't, no. So as your reaction kicks off, we'll work through this bit blow by blow. You use your reaction to remove your finesse point and pass it to Eclipse. Okay. And then something else happens. So you get to that point, switch to this grid, and then to show the next thing that's going to happen. So the next thing that happens, this is such a headfuck. Let me find it. That's Cora's. That's Glory's. Okay. Let's take that up here.
Is this the grappler chat?
They land on their feet. Eclipse can burn a finesse point to half falling damage on one target as a reaction. So you didn't get 22 points, you got 11 points of falling damage as apparently they land on their feet.
Simon.
You got blessed by a cat.
I can just imagine the sheer look of pure confusion on his face as he goes from a full 60 foot straight down, hits the floor, and he's just like, he stood on his feet, and then be like, oh, fuck my knee! And just like, immediately sits down and just starts like holding his knees. He's just, oh my god, that really hurts!
Simon.
Yes, Rodrigo.
In the description text of Farewell's finesse ability of giving another one, it says that he sees another reality where people are empowered. Right?
Yeah.
This is literally what we were talking about of viewing an alternate reality, but it's Twitch chat.
So yeah, that's exactly what happened. So yeah, as Farewell was going through the air, he gets a moment of finesse, a moment of heroic ability and clarity, and he slashes through the air and looks for the reality in which he doesn't get 22 points of falling damage.
I'm in PogChamp.
Yeah, he's like slashing through, going, not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one. Oh, that'll do, and just lands on his feet and gets 11 points of knee damage. And for somebody who's got bad knees, that hurts. That hurts so bad.
It hurts so bad.
The worst thing is he's like that bit in like was it Avengers where like Doctor Strange is watching all those different realities, and Farrell's like, I've just seen 14 million realities of me hitting the floor like a sack of spuds.
Yeah.
This is the only one where I got it right.
Yeah, you just watched a few realities as well where you landed into the acid as well. So it's a case of you're like, no, definitely not that one.
Like, no.
I know, landing. It's so bad for your knees.
Right.
Yeah.
So first of all, you hit the floor, and you're all beaten and bruised. Apart from Glory, and I totally understand if your characters have a problem with this, in that Glory, who was the target of the assassination, had no damage. Whereas Eclipse nearly died, and Farewell has now basically shattered his kneecap.
I'm running over to Farewell as soon as I get a chance with actions, and I'm handing him a healing potion.
Sure.
I also want to make sure he's okay, and I ask him, "Fuck, are you alright?"
Yeah.
That really.
I also want to make sure that Eclipse is alright, by the way. I'm worried about the both of them, not just Farewell.
Yeah, I walk out with like 3 arrows still sticking out of me with this giant sword.
I will thank Cora for the potion, but I'll be like, I think Eclipse needs this more than me. I just need 10 minutes.
Sure. I go
Just like runs up and like gives Farrell like the biggest hug, like really just jumps on him like.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Save me.
Thank you.
We've had some cinematic scenes, but I have to say, you ripping a hole in reality, jumping through the floor, portal 2ing out of the top of the Arinyas, and then hanging on for dear life has got to be one of my favourite mental images of this game.
I go up to Eclipse and I hand her a healing potion. One of the 3 I have.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck, he almost died. Are you okay?
Maybe
I have a sword. Does anyone want a sword? It seems really nasty.
Eclipse, maybe Farewell should take a look at those arrows. Just.
Right. They're still in there.
Whilst this is going on, I'm just going to sit there for 10 minutes and I'll cast Prayer of Healing.
Sure.
As I'm going, motherfucker!
I'm going to go.
Motherfucker!
Can I get some details on that sword?
Yes.
I want to find out if Stuart is still alive.
Yeah, Cora. Yeah, cool. So,
by the way, before you sit down and do that, maybe we should check if she's been dead less than a minute, and then you can bring her back.
This is Stuart that Cora asked for. So, Cora, you go up to Stuart, and he seems to be. He's breathing really shallowly. He's very peaceful. You've seen the sleep spell work before, being that you were holding a cat when somebody basically knocked it out with the sleep spell. You have a feeling he's under that spell.
Right.
Wait.
Well.
Wait,
I kind of want to kick him and wake him up, but I feel like he's the one person who's had a good night's sleep, so maybe I was just...
Yeah.
What tell us that he's under the sleep spell?
Yeah, I'll come back over and be like, he seems to be fine, he's just asleep. I don't know why she put him to sleep but killed her, but I guess she's more of a...
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
she's the type of demon she was. they are pretty fickle about who they kill.
Yeah, but
Right.
it doesn't make sense. Why would she kill one of them and then not not the other,
depends on,
and then
like,
try to
what
kill us?
they've
I'm
done.
gonna ask Farrell, one of the first things I'm gonna do when we get out of combat is ask Farrell to check on this girl and see if she's been dead for less than a minute.
Okay. I'm just going to pick up on something that that Felicia was saying before we go there, because you've just hit the nail on the head. You suspect, Glory, that the grumpy, surly caravan guard is somebody that is on the radar of the Arinyas and may have performed an indiscretion in the past, which is why the Arinyas took one look at her and went, "Yeah, you're a mark," and tore her to pieces very quickly.
Okay.
The
Iranians.
However, the
Sorry.
caravan driver, Stuart, he seems like a hard-working and really simple guy. You do know that there's a wedding ring on his finger. If he was completely faithful in his heart, the Arinyas would be very heavily compelled to spare his life.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that explains that, I guess.
Because when you started attacking her, she was like, "Fuck all of you. You five are all."
Yeah,
fine.
that's
I
fair.
can-
That's self-defense.
I can attack
no
you
way.
because this is rules of combat. But because that guy hadn't attacked her, and because she was effectively doing a sneak attack, and those are the two she was going up to first, she just went snap, rip, and then went straight in for Glory.
Okay.
Yeah.
In order to address the very insistent Tabaxi, because knowing Eclipse that when she has a thing in her head, she doesn't let it go whatsoever.
Oh yes.
Farrell will
absolutely.
hobble over to our deceased caravan guards and will examine it to see whether or not he thinks Revivify would work.
You believe that Revivify would not work in this case.
That sucks.
Too
I'm
far.
gonna while this is going on, I'm just gonna head back close to the campfire, open up a bottle, and start chugging.
Sure.
Yeah.
The
I
main
will,
reason why you
however-
believe Farewell that Revivify won't work is that the eyes have been taken from
Ooh.
the corpse of Amelia,
Uh,
and you're pretty certain that the Arinyas did a thing on this person, which means that resurrection is not an option
Yeah. Oh, at all.
at all.
Oh.
I mean, unless you have True Resurrection, but that's like a 9th level spell.
if I had True Resurrection, I don't think I would have just done what I did.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'll get my spade and I'll deal with her in a minute.
Yeah.
And then I will then plonk down and cast Prayer of Healing. So that is 19 points of healing for you and I, Corinne. I think, if I remember rightly, with Prayer of Healing, there is other people. But I don't think anybody else took any damage.
I technically did because of my Crimson Right, but
Oh,
that
right, so you
reduces
get
my
19.
maximum.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but that reduces my maximum, so technically I'm at my maximum.
Well, okay. I will. Depending on when you drop it and your max returns, you get 19.
yeah.
I've actually got enough to do everybody, including the driver. So everybody recovers 19 hit points. So everybody feels a lot better.
Oh, wow, nice.
I feel better despite not ever being hit. I'm like, just
So-
perky.
How sweet is my sword, Simon?
Right, so this was supposed to be a treasureless encounter. There wasn't supposed to be any treasure for this. But two major heroic feats happened here. First of all, the disarming of an Arinyas, which... Ouch. Okay.
Yep.
Not once, but twice you took her damn sword from her.
Yep.
And the second one is that as Farewell did this epic, heroic use of this knife, I believe that requires a bit of reward. So I'm going to start with the rope and then go to the sword, if you don't mind, because I got the rope up already. Nick, you are working off D&D Beyond, aren't you?
I am.
Okay. Please look up on D&D Beyond for Rope of Entanglement, because now you have one.
Nice.
Is that the thing I grabbed?
You grabbed she has a Rope of Entanglement on her belt, just in case she wants to grab somebody and take them away to torture them, and you grabbed it as you were plummeting through the air. Bear in mind, I was thinking, well, he's falling 60 foot, and I'm going to hit him with acid, so I'll give him something shiny, but, maybe I should just give you a rope now. I didn't get my acid. You have a rope.
Thank you.
Now, so add a Rope of Entanglement to your D&D Beyond, and that is yours now.
Quick question, Simon. Are fancy items like my ring and things are not normal items, right? They're custom items.
They are
so
epic
they wouldn't
items.
be on DMD. We need to.
Yeah.
No, I need to make them, basically.
Okay.
I need to make
you
them
need
and
to.
then add them. That is my job for this weekend, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they attunable as well? I mean, like, are they meant to be attuned?
I think the words on yours is that that it doesn't need to be attuned, but it can only be used by Cora. So let's.
Okay. It's all right. Don't worry. If I suppose it's a thing for for Nick to know, so that when he makes the item, because I guess it.
So he doesn't need to put a thing on there. So it says. I think it says somewhere on here that you can't part with it, and it's not attuned.
It says I don't want to. I feel compulsion to not part with it, but that's not necessarily the same as attunement.
That's fair.
So these aren't attuned. These aren't attuned. Okay. The other item is a Sword of Soul Venom.
Oof.
So the Sword of Soul Venom is a regular longsword. It does 3d8 poison damage on a hit. And if they take even 1 point of poison damage, they have to do a DC 14 I think it's a Constitution saving throw, and if they if they fail, they are poisoned.
It's strength based, isn't it?
Oh, I just realised you're supposed to use identify on that.
Oops.
Yeah, screw it. I mean, Farewell knows the Rope of Entanglement because he immediately attuned to it because of reasons. But yeah, the
Raven Queen smiled.
Sorry, I stand corrected. 3d8 poison damage, but there isn't the poison effect. That was the longbow. So
I don't think because you didn't make me do any Constitution saves.
That's because you died. Poisoned was kind of a moot point at 0 hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of has that effect.
Yeah.
Although technically, if you'd like to enforce it, it says that the poison lasts until it's removed by a lesser restoration spell or similar magic. So, technically means that you should still be poisoned. But
I haven't done any saves yet.
I ruled that your death was enough.
Yes.
By this time, Farewell's already like 3 or 4 feet into a hole that he's digging.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So that's what it is. It just does 3d8 poison damage on a hit, and does not need to be. It doesn't need to be reapplied. It is a longsword that does 3d8 poison damage.
Does anyone the strength?
I can use strength.
Yeah.
Strength. I'm probably the only person here that uses strength in a melee. so I'm the only one that can get any use out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You absolutely can.
So, I will hand it to you, and well, you seem to be collecting some interesting artifacts, aren't you?
Thank you.
Very well.
This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And
The blade constantly sweats a patina of
Hello.
a mildly purple poison, and you can feel the second that you touch it, Farewell, that it is magical. It's not. It doesn't have like a +1, +2, whatever. It is a magical weapon for purposes of damage resistance, and as I say, it acts like a regular longsword, except with 3d8 poison damage on top. So,
What did I miss? Because my internet went out because it sucks.
Just the sword.
big poisonous longsword.
Okay.
Neither me or you can use it because it's strength, so I give it to Farewell.
Cora is gonna help Farewell, and but is also going to, as kind of not tactfully as possible, but as respectfully as possible, search our poor dead bodyguard.
Okay, yeah. So she has 20 gold on her and 4 silver. She has a pistol crossbow, and the pistol crossbow has a mechanism on it where once per combat she can fire twice in quick succession without the need to reload. So she fires and then she presses, and out of the body comes out a second bolt. She has 20 crossbow bolts for the pistol crossbow. Well, hand crossbow, I think they call it in D&D. And one of the crossbow bolts has runes along the length of it and a yellow band to immediately identify it as different to the others. And she has, other than that, some leather armor. She, in her pack, which she had right next to her, it was open, she's got some field rations, a few changes of clothes, kind of like a smutty book, like a Mills and Boone type of thing. And she has...
Does he have like is he like blonde haired, completely ripped, white cotton shirt that's undone to about his navel? Yeah. There seems to be like a strong breeze as he sort of stands gallantly behind his ship's wheel, that sort of...
Kind of that thing, and
how many books are on that shelf behind you, Nick?
They're all this. That's all they are. They are all slutty porn books. Every single one.
Oh, we've lost Port Iden.
Yeah, we've lost Iden. We'll be back in a second. As soon as he pops back in, everybody will be, I think, in the same... No, I'll have to rearrange.
I will...
And now we've lost other people. Ooh.
Nick, what did it have?
Nick's vanished.
I may have accidentally clicked the wrong button.
Okay, right, that's fine. So yeah, this will all come back in a second for those who are watching. She seems to like this whole kind of Sense and Sensibility thing. It's all about nobles and ball gowns and all the rest of it. Seems to be that she has a bit of a romantic soul regarding it all. And she's got like a survival kit as well. So it's a kit by which she'll be able to make campfires and rough shelters and things like that.
You know.
What?
Go on, Kate. Go on.
Well, I mean, we shouldn't waste this stuff. I'll just keep it in her pack for now, and I don't know. Maybe she's got family back there. We'll ask.
Welcome back, Iden.
Hello. I hate my internet so fucking much.
It's fine.
We've all rearranged, but I'm going to keep it that way because we haven't got much longer anyway. So.
What did I miss?
I'm Glory.
I feel like I missed
things.
a lot.
I usually melt things. But
yeah, sorry, melting. It was burnt. It was
works.
because you burnt things at the very beginning with fire, like and now it's acid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We missed.
So Rodrigo, all you missed was I went through Amelia's pack. She had some sort of Sense and Sensibility, romantic, gushy novel, and a bunch
Right.
of personal items.
Cassandra. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Amelia.
Emilia, yeah.
No, but I'm saying she's Cassandra from Dragon Age.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes. Yes.
Fair.
So Eclipse, after like checking out the guy, like giving the sword, will go up to where Aiden is and just like curl up on the side and fall asleep. So it's like cat falling asleep.
I'm throughout all this, I've just been drinking by the campfire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you pet Eclipse?
No.
Do you scratch?
I feel that's weird.
No, it's not weird.
She wouldn't mind. She quite likes it.
Well, Farewell's busy doing his thing, and Corey's doing something. Gloria will also go to the campfire and sit on the other side of Eclipse and gently scratch her head and neck. Like, kitty.
I am most definitely too tired and too beaten up to argue with you about looting the dead again. I really wish you would stop.
Well, what are you gonna do? Leave it here next to a fire? Or we just... I'm not gonna, like... I can take it back! I'm not gonna keep it! I don't want this novel. I mean, I might read it once and see what it's
Twice.
like. Okay, twice.
Yeah.
And then you'll read it, probably.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no, I'm not saying that I won't read it. What I'm saying is just that we're not in Freetown anymore. We don't have to steal everything.
Everything.
She's not gonna need it anymore. I wouldn't steal it, but she's just... We might... It's... What do you... We can... I can give this to someone who needs it. There's 20 gold here. We don't need it. But neither do the rats who are gonna... But... You know. Anyway, give me a spade. God damn it.
Cora's just realised that she's done this conversation too many fucking times. She's like, give me a spade.
I just like the fact that this is probably by this stage like already 3 foot deep, so it's already getting to way above her head.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't think you're gonna get back out. I struggle to get back out. Yeah, I will spend the necessary time before wanting to fall asleep to not only bury her properly, go through all the rites, but equally will cast ceremony, and I will try my very best to undo the horrificness that was her final moments and how badly her body has been desecrated.
I would like you to make a religion check first.
Oh, good. Here's hoping I don't nat one like I did the last time you asked me to do this.
And only you can do it.
Okay. It's not terrible. It's not amazing. It's not terrible. That is 15.
On the nose.
Okay.
Boy.
Usually I do, unless I have a particular reason to do otherwise. I normally do DCs in increments of 5. Okay. So as you're doing the ritual, you can feel like a kind of a pressure on the back of your head, in the back of your head, and they're thinking, why this headache? Why, yes, some of the divine magic that you wield has some form of toll, but this is different. It's almost like something is resisting what should just be a fairly straightforward ceremony. And one of the things that you looked at before when you were determining whether or not you could save the
Poor Rodrigo.
Poor Rodrigo. His internet is so shite.
Yeah.
You realised that the eyes, when the Arinius took the eyes, she will have put them into a small container on her belt.
Rodrigo's back.
And
I'm about to go apeshit.
so when she took the eyes, she would have put them on a container on her belt. That's effectively earmarking Amelia for hell. That the reason why you can't bring Amelia back is that her soul is being taken to hell.
Sucks.
Shit.
For her indiscretion.
9.
Now, she will still be judged by the gods. The gods have a chance to veto. Has she managed to prove herself in the eyes of whatever god she holds to prevent her soul being taken down? I mean, there's no hard and fast contract. You know, Amelia didn't make a contract with a fiend, to your knowledge. But yeah, that's what the Erinyes is trying to do. She's trying to claim a sinful soul. And you have a feeling that she probably would have done the same thing to Glory given the chance. Had she struck down Glory, she would have tried to rip the eyes from Glory's head so that you couldn't bring the character back.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh wow, that's
Interesting information.
terrible. Is there anything that Farewell could do to perhaps not necessarily unfairly weigh the scales in this person's favour?
Yes,
but
you can.
Equally,
that's why I got you to do the religion check. And that's why you have the pressure in the back of your head, is that you realise this ritual, which you would normally be casting to stop her body from being raised as an undead and all the rest of it, you can try. I guess it's a form of purgatory that you can put in. So I actually rolled up how much damage that Amelia did. Amelia had. So what I'm going to do is a quick system. Okay.
Okie dokie.
I want you to do two things. I want you to bid some of your hit points, and then on top of bidding your hit points, and it could be as many hit points as you like, I want you to do a religion check as you're going to set one foot into death to try and tag Amelia's soul so the Raven Queen can judge her.
Okay. Before I do any of that, I will turn to Cora when I realise this, and I'm going to do something really stupid again.
More stupid than what you've already done?
Yes.
Potentially.
What are you gonna do?
They're trying to take her soul to hell, and I don't think it's fair that she died because of us. If we hadn't have been with her, and they hadn't targeted Glory, there's a chance that this demon might never have taken her eyes or killed her. She could have lived a whole life free, sinful, but free of death. And even if she had died, her soul wouldn't be in hell. We did that.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to try and bargain for her to be judged and given the opportunity to perhaps penance.
I'm sorry, what? Are you going to hell to try and talk to a demon?
Kinda. There's a chance
would someone knock this guy out? He's fucking nuts. What are you talking about? You can't just go do that on your own.
So Felicia's power went out, and the camera, the frame that the camera is just the freeze on. It's absolutely amazing.
I'm going to spare her. Oh, yeah, hang on. She's in Aiden's position, so
She's saying in the
I
Discord
think
that she's.
her computer's died on her.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
well,
she
Boy,
says that
it's all going wrong.
yeah.
afraid
I've brought
that,
up our graphics at the moment until it sorts itself out again. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, I It's a risk.
By
It's
the
a
way,
calculated risk.
People, can we
Did-
help? Like,
did we
you can't
hear-
do it on your own.
did we hear that, Simon? By the way.
Yeah.
He's not being- he's
Cora
not being
said, can somebody
quiet.
knock him out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I
not
say
being
let
quiet.
him.
On his
No.
own? Are you crazy?
I mean,
Hello.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I can do to help, but he is absolutely right, and it's kind of our Glory's fault that she's dead.
It
so.
is
Well,
our fault.
fine,
None of us
so
was
let
on
us
what?
help. Why are you doing this on your own?
Because
Bit of law dump for Farewell. The reason why Farewell has to do this on his own is that he's the only one who knows how.
yeah, that's exactly what I was about
He's a
to
grave
say.
cleric. If there was another grave cleric, I would absolutely let them share the burden, but he's the only grave cleric.
I'm the only one that knows how to do this. It would take way too long to train you, and I'm not on my own. You're watching over me, and so's she. I'll be okay. I'll be fine.
When
This
Stuart
is my
wakes up,
job.
he's gonna be so confused about what's been going on.
Absolutely.
So, Farewell. You. This is what's going to happen. To give you it mechanically, I'll give it to you narratively first. But what you're going to do is that you are going to step. Not that it requires any physical movement, but you're going to step very, very quietly and partially into death. As you do so, you can see everything around you that's dead or dying, and so you can see a silver thread going from Amelia's body as the soul is being taken to God knows where. God's nowhere.
I'm so glad I fucking healed myself up.
You're doing this. You said you do it. You performing the ritual, and this is the only time you get to do it. So you see that, and as you have dipped yourself into this, how far you're willing to step into death to go, her, follow her, to whatever representatives of the Raven Queen that will be around, any angels, planetars, devas that are around that's in her name, you can dare to step in as much as you want. Yeah? However, don't think, oh, well, I've bid the hit points, so I'm alright. If you fuck up badly enough with the religion roll, the difference between my score and your score will be taken off your hit points as well. So before you go, and this is something that you let me finish the explanation of this.
Yeah, it was just a question about how the religion was kind of.
Go on.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go on.
The question was: is it going to be a religion role, as in based on intelligence, as what he knows about religion, or is it more about his link with this
Well,
god?
I fucking hope it's wisdom, because that's what my is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is
Intelligence.
ecumenical application of grave magic, and so it will be down to his bookishness, his learning of the faith that will allow him to do it. So it is a religion check.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to double check which one it was.
Right, so, first things first, I will cast guidance on myself, as I think in this instance he will most definitely need divine guidance.
Okay, I think that's fair. So what I'm going to I'm going to finish my explanation because this is important. I don't want to kill your character without giving you the odds first. Yeah?
Oh, no, let me. I'm well and truly going to kill my own character if this is going to happen.
So you're going to bid some hit points. That hit points will be temporarily taken off you as you step into death. If you get out again, those hit points will come back. No foul. But while you're in death, if you screw up, the difference between your score and my score, which I've already rolled, I know what it is, it's right there. The difference between your score and my score will also be taken off you. Now, this is the important part. If you hit 0 hit points while you're in death, there is no death saving throws.
I know, I'm dead.
You will just walk into death, and from everybody around you, you'll just flop down on the floor, completely dead. Your soul is gone. It's walking off to the Raven Queen.
Make sure you got at least 20 hit points.
I knew I should have saved my 4th level spell for Death Ward for myself.
Yes.
Now, here's the reason why you want to bid hit points in the first place. Is that when I compare the scores, the difference between the dice will be taken off you, but a certain amount of extra damage was done beyond death, kind of going into chunky salsa for Amelia, and that is how quickly she died. Yeah, how expediently her soul is being taken from her body. So if you don't bid enough, you won't be able to catch up with her.
This sounds super risky.
It is incredibly risky, and if you want to step the hell away from this farewell, you can.
I'm going to go for it.
Okay, so first
Gamble.
of all,
I
died.
To tell me how many hit points. Well, first of all, tell us all your maximum. Let's get this going. Your maximum and how many you're currently on.
52 out of 52.
Okay, so you're on 52 hit points. At least you're hale and hearty. How much are you going to bid?
30? 35?
I'm toss up between 35 and 40.
That is so... I thought you were going to say 30 and 25!
I'm nervous. I've got the stats in front of me here, and I'm nervous.
I am saying nothing. Cora is sitting down in a huff right now, just staring at the grave of this person.
Yeah, I'm with your comment, Kate. I wish I had a drink right in front of me right now.
I will go with 35. I will bid 35.
Okay, so take 35 from your 52. That means you have 17 hit points left. Okay. So I want you to roll a religion check. Yeah. And the figure on my dice has a +2 added to it. And what I'm going to do...
Imagine that's Cora's face right now, the one Kate's got.
I'm in character right now.
She's so pissed off at me. Oh god.
It's pissed off and really fucking worried.
So I will change this so it is... can I change this to... Okay, apparently I'm having to do this from my Casca Niobe Twitter rather than Chaotic Neutral. It won't let me switch it over. Thank you, app. I have the dice roll, and it says this +2 Iden, and I will hit tweet the second that you you tell me your score. So give me a religion check.
Oh shit! I've got a D4 to roll as well.
Yes, a D4. Technically shouldn't allow it, but I will allow it.
Oh, it's a check. That's what guidance does.
Yes, but you're in the middle of a ritual, so technically your
okay.
concentration is taken up. But I'm allowing it for rule of cool because you've got the balls to go in on this. Let's do this.
If it helps, I rolled a 1 on a D4.
I almost thought you were going to say the freaking...
Okay. It's a 25 total.
I just tweeted it.
rolled the natural. 25. Yeah, that's right. I rolled
Oh my God.
natural 18 plus 1, 19. I've got a plus 6 in
I rolled
religion.
a 6 plus 2, which is an 8. Yes, I was fucking with you. There was no way with your 17 remaining hit points that I could have killed you outright. But damn it, I wanted you to feel your actions, damn you.
If I just got, I did 50 points.
I hate you, Simon. I fucking hate you.
As far as I knew, he could have natural wand and bit 50 out of 52 hit points.
Yeah.
There was a chance he could have killed himself.
I am so stressed.
My job is done. So, let's get back to narrative now that we've done the numbers.
Oh shit!
You step into death, and the rest of the world melts from around you. You find yourself with your feet on dark black sand underneath a starless night. A thin silver trail wafts over the sand, off to the distance, and seemingly either disappears or disappears into a very, very distant point that you know that you'd never be able to reach. You step closer into death, knowing that all you need to do is just reach that silver line and point at it and ask for any servant of the Raven Queen that may be nearby to follow that line to its course and give judgment. The words come to your mind. Completely unbidden, you just start to do the ritual in your head, muttering the words. You know that you don't have to go through the whole thing. You just have to remember the ritual from beginning to end. Time doesn't exist that much from here. And as you do so, you're bathed in a ghostly silver light. And you hear it. Whoom, 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 whoom. And an impossible speed straight over your head as this gigantic angel, different to the one that you saw before. You've seen a few of them now. You met one in the streets, if you remember. You met one when you went on the vision quest. And you've also met a muse of the Raven Queen. This one has a form of grey armour. It doesn't shine. It's a kind of very dull metal that almost absorbs light. And this figure has giant black wings, not oily like the one that you saw, the seer, that had the kind of black tears dripping down its face. Oh, sorry, the black energy coming out of its eyes. And this one, oddly beautiful. You know that the angels, as much as I think sometimes I probably gave them a gender. You know they all technically don't have a gender. And this one seems very much the what's the word? Asexual presentation. I can't remember the word for it.
Agender.
No, there's another
Androgynous.
word. Androgynous.
Androgynous.
This angel is very androgynous, but also incredibly tall and just exudes power. Doesn't seem to have a weapon. Instead, at its belt it has a black lantern containing more of the silver light that's bathing your body. And there's this cry in Celestial. I think you speak Celestial, don't you?
Whoop. Hold on, let me double check.
No, I think it's Aiden that speaks Celestial.
I do.
So instead, you just hear this beautiful, mellifluous voice cry out into the night of death.
Is it Celestial Swedish?
And
no,
only according to the memes. And the angel dives towards the silver thread and disappears into that impossible distance. Knowing that you've done all you can, you kind of try to think of warmth. You try to think of life and your friends and the world that you want to go back to, because this place is completely devoid of any smell or taste. Everything around you, you're not even seeing out of your eyes. You're not hearing these things. They're all perceptions within your own mind, something that your soul can perceive. And as you do so, you take a single step back. And all the hit points you lost have been returned. You blink a few times, and you watch as you see expectant faces from Cora, Eclipse, Aiden, and Glory. A single second has passed for that entire scene, and they still think that you're going to do whatever it is you're going to do, whereas you know you've already succeeded.
See? Told you. Not that bad.
I walk over and hit him.
Ow! Okay, I deserve that.
Don't do that.
Now,
Says she who runs off in the middle of the night.
And so did you, apparently, so you can't hold that against me. And
Mine was a little bit different. There was a giant rift on top of my bed. What was I supposed to do?
Fair, well, I think you
Tell
should
me.
probably get some sleep.
Yeah, that's probably a good. And I just give Cora a massive hug. I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I know she'd probably be like when something.
You go for the hug, and then Cora gut punches you.
I like that. I'd like to think that Cora's that type of girl as well. It's like, yeah, come and get your hug, mate. Bang.
Liver blow.
You're just gonna both like, and then hug. It's like you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, you're such a dick. Wham! Hits your hug. go to suffer in your pit.
So your
is anyone
nighttime
gonna
ideal.
Stay on watch?
I'm staying on watch.
Okay.
Sure.
Sleep.
I'm gonna go.
Sleep. I did my points.
You're already asleep, aren't you?
Yes.
Eclipse is like passed out already.
Yes, I'm being pet by Glory, and when Aiden finally realizes that petting a cat is the best thing ever, he's also.
It's not that it's petting. I'm not against petting a cat, but petting like
a friend.
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, you know, they're thinking, is this flirting, interbaxy? I'm not sure.
Is this some sort of strange tabaxi baiting ritual? That
It's a case of, is it only okay on top of the head? If I scratch her under the chin, are we married? That kind of,
it's so yeah. I'm gonna avoid doing that. I'm gonna stay up.
I will fully chastised. I will definitely go and sleep.
Okay. Well, we have just hit 11 o'clock, which means it's time for my bedtime. And I think we've neatly rounded off a very eventful night. Glory is not dead, thankfully. And neither is a poor Eclipse, who has been through the mill a little bit here. I can understand a lot of Corinne's panic throughout this session. But you guys have done some pretty epic things, and
I mean, only Nick and Eclipse, to be fair.
No. This is a team effort, dude. We all had to be there.
Yeah.
Team effort.
And
I got the sword.
yeah, so as I say, you acquired her sword, which I'm sorry, but I'm getting a kind of reoccurring villain vibe, because she's going to come back for that sword. So
absolutely.
Oh, don't tell me we're gonna have to have a session where we take a trip to the Nine Hells to kill this one fucking demon to make sure it's well and truly fucking dead.
Yeah, I'm getting elements of Critical Role's Rakshasa here, where, you know, it's personal now. Yeah, she was contracted to kill Glory, but that bitch stole my sword, kind of thing.
I mean, if she agrees on not killing her, she can have it back.
Unfortunately, you can't FedEx it, so yeah. Wow, yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I better do some thinking about that. So thank you to everybody who's watching, and I'm not going to raid tonight. I intend to in future, but
no, that's valid. That's fair.
It's rounded off nicely tonight. And thank you for a lot of our new viewers. And as I say, I've got to get a better damned app to see this on my phone, because I can't actually see the viewer list. But thank you everybody who's been on chat. I have seen some of you. We've seen some returns as well. So Valdrianth, welcome back. Augustine1887, Ghost Space Marines, indeed. And DM Hero Joe, if you're still around, thank you very much for joining us as well at what is an incredibly intense session. I'll leave you with just an invite, basically. If you look in the stream information below us, you will see that I've added a Discord link to go into the public room of the Chaotic Neutral Discord. And you can say hi to us and kind of ask any questions you'd like about the characters and find out more about Illyria, which is the world that we're in. It's the world that I've drawn up. And also, if you have any suggestions for our title, it's usually something and something, and the two somethings tend to have alliteration. So we've had I'm trying to think, I can't think of any of the previous ones, but yes, if you can think of something like that, then
I still like the previous one. The title of the previous one.
I can't even remember what that is. I'm
Carriages and Cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. So answers on a postcard, and we may put that down as our session. This has been as insane as it promised, which is fantastic. Glory, Felicia can't speak at the moment because of her internet connection, but I'm sure she's very relieved and has enjoyed herself tremendously. And I think that use of Blink was a very smart move. I'm going to have to think past that one in future. And well, as I am excellence after all. And I will put up on, I guess, Twitter. Yes, on games_neutral, which is our Twitter handle. I'll put up, with Felicia's permission, the picture of excellence that she drew. It's absolutely wonderful. This Machiavellian Moriarty character who has the same decadence and what's the word, hedonistic lust for power that Glory has. Her cousin, they're two peas in a pod, and yes, they're trying to kill each other. I think she's got to think up a nice little return volley now for him as they try to one up each other, and as they become more of a threat to each other, try to kill each other more. So I'll leave you with that. As I say, join the Discord below, and we will see you next Thursday. Currently, we might start switching over to Fridays. We're not sure yet, but for now, we will see you next Thursday, 8 p.m. UTC, UK time, basically. And we'll continue this adventure as the guys go off to was it Vaughanford, to see whether or not they can piece together their memories when they were pursuing Merrick Briarstone, a contact that they were originally set on when they were at level 3, just about to become level 4, and then lost their memories, turned up at level 7, having no idea what happened. Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.